Kamlesh has asked, you must have shadow and light source both. Listen and lay your head under the tree of awe. When from that tree feathers and wings sprout on you, be quieter than a dove. Don't even open your mouth for even a coo. You must have shadow and light source both. What does that mean? Man is both earth and sky. Body and soul. Material and immaterial. Man cannot choose. The formless and the form come together as man. You must have a mind that understands the world, and the mind must be immersed in the heart, which is the source of all understanding. Man exists in the world. In some sense, man exists as the world. There is no point negating the world, denying the world, or trying to escape from the world. Man must have world. And obviously, man must have God. If man doesn't have God, then there is only the world as a terror, as a chaos. If man doesn't have God, then man has no love, and man has no understanding even of the world. But when man has God and the world both, then man's relationship with the world is right. If man has only the world, then the world is a curse. When man has God as the master, then man is the master of the world. So man must have both, God and the world, God above himself and the world below himself. That is the right relationship. Now the question says, what is the tree of awe and what are its sprouts? Rumi says, listen and lay your head under the tree of awe. Awe is that which is beyond knowledge. There is knowledge. Below knowledge, there is ignorance. And beyond knowledge, there is wonderment or awe. Having come to the limit of knowledge, the threshold of knowledge, the point at which knowledge can no more be known without knowing the knower, one is overtaken by awe. The mind comes upon something much bigger than itself. The mind sees that its own circle is complete now. The mind sees that it wanted initially to know the world, and to know the world it used itself. It used intellect, it used memory, it used the faculties of reason and analytics. And the more the mind came to know of the world, the more the mind started believing in itself, in its own powers. A point comes, even in your quest for knowledge of the external, where the knowledge of the external is not possible without firstly asking, who is seeking that knowledge? Who is the looker? You want to know about the wall. And as you move deeper in your journey of knowledge, you come to a point where you have to invariably ask, tell me, who is looking at the wall? Only then will I be able to explain why the wall is what it is. Unless you tell me who is the looker, I cannot really explain why the object looks the way it does. So, you started off trying to know about the world, and you come to a point where even to know about the world, you must know yourself. Now the mind is stuck, because the mind can look at other things remaining itself. From its own center, the mind can look at the world. The eye is looking at the wall. The point has come where the search is demanding that the eye must also look at itself. The eye says, oh, that is not possible. I can look at everything, but how do I look at myself? I am the center from where looking happens. How does the center look at itself? But just at that moment, if there is some faith, magic happens. The mind finds that it is possible to look at itself, and that is an explosion. That is beyond belief. The eye is looking at itself, that means another center of looking is possible. For years and years, for centuries, the mind was looking at the world from only one center, and the center was itself. Here I am. And who am I? The I. I am the I. And the I is looking at the world. Compulsions of the process forced me to look at myself. I shrugged. What did I say? It's not possible to look at myself because the I cannot look at itself. There is no other center. This is the center. How does the center look at itself? The center cannot. But as we said, if there is some faith, magic happens. One finds that one is able to look at itself as if there is another I beyond the customary I. As if there is a you outside of you. When the mind finds that, that is the point of awe. You are beyond yourself. You are not only what you think you are. And that of you, which is beyond you, is much bigger than you, because it can look at the totality of you. When you looked, then you looked only at the wall. When that other center looks, it looks at you looking at the wall. So its vision is total. When you look only at the wall. When that other I looks, it looks at you looking at the wall. So it looks at both ends of the duality together. Its vision is total. Its grasp is complete. And when that I is looking at the mind feels an inexplicable peace. The mind cannot understand how it is happening, because all that the mind knows is that the mind itself is the center of knowing. That the mind itself is the center of all vision, all cognition. But here is an incredible situation for the mind. Understanding is happening without the mind understanding anything. Real knowledge is happening without the mind gathering any knowledge. All that is real is happening, and the mind is not even participating in that. The mind does not even know what all is happening. But what it knows is that the unreal is not happening, and the proof of that is that the mind feels a certain peace. When the unreal happens, then the mind feels only agitation and tension. Now, something very real is happening there in the other world, at the other center. That which is happening at the other center is so auspicious for this center. It is becalmed, but it does not know what is happening there. As if it is snowing in the hills, and therefore Delhi is experiencing some pleasant weather. It's snowing there, and there is relief in the plains. It's snowing in the hills, and there is relief in the plains. It's snowing up there, and you are experiencing the relief. Where else can it snow? Is it going to ever snow in Delhi? Are you getting it? That is awe. You do not know why the weather is so pleasant. Nothing is happening in Delhi that can explain the sudden pleasantness. Nothing is happening in Delhi at all. Delhi is the same, yet the weather has become pleasant. The world is the same, yet something has changed. The whole milieu has changed. Mood has changed. Doesn't the mood change? When the sun is beating down at 45 degrees centigrade, and suddenly the the temperature drops by 15 degrees. Has only the weather changed? Or has even your mood changed along with the weather? The mood changes, that's it. And you have done nothing. Delhi has done nothing. Something is happening up there in the abode of the gods, the Himalayas. Something is happening up there and you are enjoying. That is awe. What did I do to deserve this peace? Well, you did nothing. And yet you are the beneficiary of that peace. And you are the beneficiary of that peace precisely because for once you decided that even if you do nothing, it is alright. Had you done something, that peace would have again evaded you. That is awe. That is awe. But there are some real hard-working and ambitious people who may want to take credit of the change in weather. They may say, you know what, I left my refrigerator gate open. And that is why the entire city is experiencing the coolness. It's all about my new refrigerator, you see. And then somebody may come and dispute. He says, no, brother, just forgot something. My air conditioner. And then a third one comes and says, all right. I'm such a chilled guy, when I yawn, you experience a cool breeze. That's how chilled out am I. Don't you take credit of all the nice things that happen to you. You are so cool, you know. Everybody is cool these days. You must be causing all the coolness. It isn't about the snows at all. It's about your coolness. You are the millennials. You are generation X plus, Y plus. All the nice things that you have are due to your own worth and effort and qualification. To be in awe is to be a recipient of grace. To be in awe is to be intelligent enough to bow your head down. To be in awe is to be honest enough to not to claim that which you do not really deserve. To be in awe is to surrender to the unknown. Awe is a dimension beyond knowledge. And the man who cannot be in awe would be punished by the confines of his own knowledge. You would remain confined within yourself, and that is such a torture because you are so small. Your confinement is such a tight confinement. You know what is the worst imprisonment? To be confined within yourself. You don't even have an inch to move. Your prison is exactly your form, your shape, your size. You can't even move an inch. That is the worst imprisonment. To be confined within oneself. That is the confinement called knowledge. To be in awe is to break free of that prison. It's a breakout. No, the same one. What else did he say? Listen and lay your head under the tree of awe. When from that tree feathers and wings sprout on you, be quieter than a dove. So real things will happen without your movement, without your noise, without your assertion. Be quieter than a dove. Do not open your mouth even for a coo. When those real things are happening, just stay still. It's raining. You don't need to fetch the drops from the sky. There is a pleasant breeze. You don't need to run to experience it. The air is there. You can breathe in. You don't have to exert yourself to inhale. You don't have to squeeze your lungs to exhale. Just be quiet. Inhale quietly. Don't make a task out of it. And exhale gently. Don't force the air out. Great things happen without your participation, in your absence. Knowledge is your presence, awe is your absence. In this absence, there is a quality of presence that is not yours but fundamentally yours. Should I repeat? In your absence, there is a quality of presence that is not yours but fundamentally yours. So don't be shy or afraid of being absent. Be boldly absent. When you are absent, then you may think that you have gone away. But actually, you have arrived. Clear so far?
I have a question. What are these great things happening in our absence?
They are known in absence. Otherwise, it's an encroachment. It's like voyeurism. One becomes a peeping Tom. You want to consciously know that which is beyond consciousness. You are awake right now, in the shallow sense of the word. And in this shallow awakeness, you want to know that which comes to you in your sleep. Will that ever be possible? But the mind will ask such questions, and it is great that these questions are asked, because when these questions are asked, it is an opportunity for you to know the structure of the mind, the insecurities of the mind. Did you see what the mind just did? What did it do? It asked about the beyond. Remaining here, it wanted to know what is beyond the stratosphere. Will that ever be known? Fully committed to the darkness, mind wants to know what it feels like to look at the sunrise. Will it ever be possible? But that's what the mind wants to do. So such questions are opportunities. The mind is afraid. And yet the mind is curious. These are the two things about the mind. One, it does not want to leave its position. Second, it is not happy being in its position. And that is the story of every single person ever born, alive, or to be born. One, you are not happy as you are. And second, you will not give up what you are. So what is the clever trick that you then employ? I will remain what I am, and I'll gather knowledge of the beyond. And that's what mankind has been doing. Remaining what it is, it gathers knowledge of the beyond. And that is such a self-defeating thing to do. Gather knowledge of the beyond. Go beyond. Don't gather knowledge of the beyond. In fact, all knowledge will convince you that you are already beyond, and hence will be a barrier against beyondness. Those who have read so much, the scriptures, the holy books, wisdom pieces and all, they start feeling as if they know. Because you have encountered the word Brahm 10,000 times. So you get so accustomed to it that you start having the Brahm feeling. Knowledge of the beyond. Samadhi, titikshi, uparati, vairagya, vivek. All the greatnesses come to us in words. In words. You may name your elder daughter as Uprati and the younger one as Titiksha. And then Moksha is your middle name. You are beyond. Lallu M. Pansari. Moksha is my middle name. Rhythm likes this one.